RV Unplugged is brought to you by the National RV Training Academy, the largest RV technical career college, Alliance RV, RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, Grand Design Recreational Vehicles, and the Jayco family of companies.
Hi, I'm Chris Peters.
Don't say your last name.
See, that's why I don't start. Hey, I'm Chris.
And I'm Martha, and we're Venturesome Couple.
And we're on RV Unplugged. We're super excited to be here because we're going to win $10,000.
Yes, we are. Callie's so excited.
No, Callie's being obnoxious. She's probably got to use the bathroom.
Probably. We are on YouTube. We're also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Anywhere you got social media, you're going to find Venturesome Couple, so we are everywhere.
That's right. We're in the truck and we're heading to Texas. Yeehaw!
Woohoo! Were we just there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were there, but we're not in Indiana anymore.
That's true.
That's process and progress.
So Venturesome Couple is all about RV lifestyle. We show tips, tricks, our screw-ups, advice on where to go. We do reviews, and most importantly, we share as much as we can with the RV community. That is the whole reason that we exist.
Yeah, we love to share our adventures, anything from cooking, touring other friends' rigs, just a little bit of everything that involves RV life.
And we are completely transparent for everything we do right and wrong.
When things go bad, how do you react? That's so much of life, is not necessarily that things won't go wrong. It's how you react to the things that do go wrong, when it goes wrong. We just made the best of it. We're gonna barbecue. We explored Kent, Washington. We're gonna do what we need to do to get back on the road and to continue our adventure. And our adventure in this particular case was to get back home to Alaska.
My background, I was Air Force for just under 16 years. I did 10 years on active duty and then 6 years into the reserves. And then I became a police officer in California immediately following my stint with the Air Force.
Chris and I met in the late 1900s. Actually, it was 1999. I just love saying that. So he was stationed in the Air Force, and he got stationed at Elmendorf Air Force Base, which is right outside Anchorage, Alaska, and I worked as an assistant manager of sporting goods. He came in for a fishing line, but he left with my heart.
I got lucky, guys. That was the best pickup line ever. 23 years later, she still likes me.
I do. So we have a beautiful daughter. We're actually empty nesters.
Martha and I have traveled all around the country for the last 23 years now due to the Air Force and in my career after the Air Force. We've been RVing since, I would say, about 15 years now.
We've done a lot of boondocking, especially I'm Alaska Native Indian, and I'm actually from Juneau, Alaska. So I've camped all over. We've hiked and we've explored all these Alaska adventures. And one day Chris and I are like, it's really cold. Why don't we go explore the rest of the U.S. and see more of the beautiful sights in America?
2019, our daughter graduated high school and decided to go to college in Kansas and wanted to live in the dorms in Kansas. So her and I jumped in the truck and towed her little car from Alaska down to Michigan, where we picked up a travel trailer, and then she drove the rest of the way to Kansas while I towed the travel trailer. So that kind of started our adventure, was a round trip from Alaska to Kansas and back. And then we proceeded to do that 4 more times over the next couple years. And we really from there went, okay, there's so much more we want to see and we want to do. And we were only living basically half the year because we didn't do a lot of winter sports in Alaska, and we got ruined by enjoying the summers.
Yeah, taking cruises, going down to Florida, and just, more warmer climates. And we're like, we're kind of tropical people. Let's chase that 70 degrees.
We call ourselves in-betweeners or tweeners because I'm still working full-time. I still have a full-time job that I maintain. But we're empty nesters. So we're that in-between group.
We're not retired, and we don't have small children. So our daughters,
we're in between that.
We're in-betweeners.
Yeah, so we wanted to show another side of, hey, you can do this from the road and have a great career, be successful, chase that corporate ladder like I'm trying to do. And most importantly is we're getting experiences. The experiences are what matter, and the family is real.
Folks that we've already connected with and met up with on the road and camp with. Most of the time we travel with our Rottweiler, Callie. And the RV community is loving on her, and if they know we're in the nearby area, they will actually drive over and bring her Frosty Paws. She loves Frosty Paws, or treats or toys. It's been great.
So our RV journey, or at least the full-time lifestyle, really hit home to us back in 2007. My stepfather and my mother were successful business owners, had what you would consider as the dream life. And then my stepfather was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And he sold his business in San Francisco and bought a used Class C and hit the road. And they spent, 16, 18 months on the road at the end of his life. And they toured everything they'd ever wanted to do, renewed their vows in Vegas, and really adventured across America. And at the end of their journey, they were returning back to San Francisco. And within 2 days of arriving back in San Francisco, my stepfather had passed away. The cancer had gotten him. And my mom tried to move on with life from there. And then fast forward a few years, and my mom ended up having a stroke and went completely blind. We became the caretaker for my mom and Martha's mom. So both of them were living in our house at that time. Martha's mom was suffering dramatically from the loss of your dad.
When my dad passed in 2011 of a heart attack, it was hard for my mom to continue living. We became her caretaker for 6 years, but it was hard seeing her not live. And no matter what, she was addicted to her pain medicine from her doctors. And then she got weaned off that, and then she turned to alcohol. Chris had received a promotion, and we moved from Alaska to California, and that's where it really went downhill fast for my mom. And not being there with her, and she passed of alcoholism and overdosed, that was hard. That was hard. It just kind of turned our world up because our parents were everything. We were close to all of our parents, and Chris's dad's still living. His mom and stepdad they'd go RVing for years. They actually had a little cabin by the river, and then they had their Class C. When he was able to, they took our daughter, on short trips. So that was kind of like, oh, RV. And she RV'd till she couldn't.
Yeah, and I put it in the back of our mind. It was always something that we'd want to do because we had spent so many years doing it through the military. And at the point Martha's mom passed away, unfortunately, the family in Alaska was extremely toxic, and they were enabling what ultimately caused Martha's mom to die, which was alcoholism. At that point, Martha literally came home crying and said, "We've got to get out of here."
Yeah, the biggest thing why I say I latch on to the RV community because they're so kind. My mom's side of the family disowned me. Most of them disowned me. They don't talk to me to this day. I have a distant relationship with my 2 older brothers, and I have like one cousin's wife who will talk to me. Other than that, no one else is there for me. I have Chris, I have our daughter, and his dad and stepmom. And, like some of your other family members too.
Yeah.
But
it's absolutely a tragedy that it drove the family apart, and we became kind of the brunt of their aggression because we pushed back heavily on the toxic behavior that they were enabling. And when her mom died...
And it's only been 2 years.
Yeah,
We sold our house a year and a half ago. I was at a point in Alaska where I was just so broken. I would see other Native families and, and they would be loving, get along, and I just didn't have that anymore, and it just broke my heart.
4 out of 5 of our family members that are close to us have died by their early 60s.
Yeah.
We're in our 40s. We couldn't wait and see what if.
Yeah, my dad was 57, my mom was 65.
My mom was 60, my stepdad was 62. So, we realized real quick that time wasn't on our side when it came to that. And we thought, well, 1, we have our health, we have the ability, and 2, there's so much with our background, living in Alaska, boondocking, living out in a subsistence lifestyle, that we could really help bring that knowledge and experience to the RV community.
I mean, we were so inspired by other RV YouTubers, you know, Phil and Stacy, Chad and Tara. I mean, they're veterans. Chris is a veteran. It's like they felt like we didn't know them at that point, and we felt like they were friends. And now we are friends with them, and just meeting so many other RV friends, I feel so connected with them. And there's like no judgment when it comes to RV friends, and it's whether they're YouTubers or non-YouTubers, it didn't matter. It's a welcoming community that we love, and this is why we started Venturesome Couple. This is why we go RVing, because there's so much to do and see in life.
We felt that the RV community was real, and there wasn't the drama behind it that you see kind of in your day-to-day life. I mean, we had the American dream.
Yeah.
We had the corporate jobs, the house on the hill, land. We had everything you'd ever want. And what we wanted was freedom. What I've done since then it really caused me to just truly live life to the fullest. We've never met a group of like-minded individuals like we have in the RV world. Martha jokingly says all the time that, you know, she may have lost her parents and her grandparents, but she gained dozens of them with our RV community.
Having community that's willing to work together and help each other, that are like-minded, is awesome, because there's so much divisiveness that we see in this world. We don't need that, right? That's what's exploited to us. The truth of the matter is the RV community is there to help. Everybody is super generous that I've come across, and they will I mean, you know the term, give you the shirt off their back. That's what we're seeing. Yeah. And that's what we're loving the most, is the friends.
Chris and I, we were excited when we got the invitation to come to RV Unplugged. We just got a really huge, massive solar system. I feel like it kind of gives us an edge.
Oh, I think it gives us a huge advantage, because, you know, the other contestants have to be mindful about when they run their generators, what hours they have, how much fuel they have, power consumption, because a few of them are running lead acid only.
Yeah.
We don't have to do anything except make sure that our deployable solar panels are pointing in the right direction so we catch sun all day long. Other than that, our RV is completely self-sustained, so it's one stress that we don't have.
Yeah, and we have a huge black tank and huge gray tank, so that's been really helpful for us too.
Yeah, our massive battery bank, I mean, having 1,200 amp hours of power for running anything, which really comes down to Martha's coffee.
That was my ask. I'm like, when we get solar on our fifth wheel, please, I want my coffee. Have my residential coffee pot make coffee. I'm happy.
Well, no matter what happens on RV Unplugged, I think we're going to have a competitive edge, because we're not going to have the stressors that everybody else is of power management.
Yeah, the other thing too, so we have an Alliance Paradigm fifth wheel, and we have beautiful atrium windows that give us so much cross breeze. So I checked the weather ahead of time, and I'm like, you know, I feel like we would be able to have our windows open and still be cool and not have to worry about AC when it comes to our 2 weeks of boondocking.
Yeah, we're pretty spoiled. 14 windows and they all slide open. We get a lot of wind through there. We don't have to worry about much when it comes to that.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to park in a place where it makes sense for our solar system, where the east-west, you know, where the sun rises and sets.
So day one, when we were pulling in, we were dumping our tanks before we pulled in. I overflowed our black tank into our trailer, and then ended up cutting the gray tank, opening up the belly.
Yeah, so he just went to empty the black tank like normal, and he got into
got in a hurry, got out of routine.
Yeah, he did the worst thing he never does. He did the timer for a little bit too long this time,
and then got distracted.
Yeah, and we had
forgot to pull the freaking handle and flooded it.
Luckily, our neighbor next door was a tech, and he's like, "Oh, I have a plastic welder," because we called, and they were like, yeah, this is what we can do. So basically, it's a Band-Aid on our gray tank.
So that's day one. My God.
I tell you what.
Look at this hair.
That's day one, man.
But I tell you what, it's an adventure for sure. I mean, we always say with this RV lifestyle, you have to be flexible, and just things could happen.
You know, our ask of you is, you know, root for Venturesome Couple.
Yeah.
Make sure you support us. Go onto our social media platforms. Give us some love. and make sure you support everybody else that's a part of RV Unplugged, because this is a community. We want everybody to have the same warm welcome and experiences that we've had, and we want that to continue to grow. So please support everybody, support our channel, and just know that we're going to give it everything we got so that, you know, our community will be proud of the effort we put in.
Yeah, we're not sure what the producers are going to throw at us and all that, but that's okay. You know, we enjoy every moment. We take one day at a time, one challenge at a time, one task at a time, and know that we'll be together doing that. We've talked about what would we do with $10,000, and it's just been kind of weighing on our heart. And it's like, you know, for the opportunity, we feel that we would donate all of it, but half would be to Phil and Stacy's charity, and the other half would go to South Central Foundation to Soldiers Heart Program. Someone I know that I worked with, Marine veteran, and he had some struggles. I mean, he was a combat veteran or combat Marine, and he had some dark places that he had gone to, and with alcohol and everything. And so this program transformed him. And what they do is they welcome veterans, active duty members, reserve guard, first responders, firefighters, and cops. And whatever kind of support that they need like that, they will actually have group counseling and take them on retreats. So the other half will go to this program. And
Yep. So whatever we win, if we're fortunate enough to win, 100% is going to charity.
Thank you guys for watching us, and we hope we have your support. And just root for everybody. This is going to be a fun time. We love the RV community, and we're thankful for this opportunity.